Hi crafty friends, this is Raquel from Paints and Glitter. Today I'm coming along with the Showering You with Love die set from Tonic Studios. This is a super adorable little gift box and you may see a little peek over here in the corner, but I'm not going to show it to you until the end of this video. This is a tutorial for the assembly on how you can put this adorable little set together. This does come with 32 pieces in total. When you receive your packaging, the instructions will be on the inside, but in this tutorial you get to see it step by step. You can go at your own pace, you can pause the video as you need to, or speed it up whenever you like, but this does come with some little sentiments in the form of this one little tag. This one says showering you with love, and then there are two other sentiments here which you can alternate with a little oval. So you would cut out your solid piece of card, and then if you want to, you can use this one to deboss that card, and it will cut the word love out of it, but it will deboss the with, so it'll say that with love, and then you can back that up with a second color or third color, however you like, for a unique look. And then this one here will deboss the words on your baby shower. So that is excellent for this type of die set. So this does contain some little flowers and leaves, a little bow. This, by the way, is a little portion that you can use for the center of the bow. I won't be using it this time around. And then this little circle you can use to decorate the centers of your flowers. I haven't used it either, but I did use the flowers, the leaf. This portion here creates the little handle for the umbrella. You'll end up cutting this out 8 times total for the actual umbrella portion. And then I'll be using the solid portion only, but of course you can use this very intricate and gorgeous die there. Then this here is going to help you create the lid for the umbrella. So you need 2 pieces with this. And then for one of them, you'll end up cutting the center out with that tiny little octagon there. Then this larger octagon here is actually going to be for the base onto which you'll be adhering these pieces. Then there's more flowers, the little raindrops, this little piece here, which I omitted, which you can also use for the leaves in place of this decorative portion here. And then there are these pieces here. One of them is going to be for the handle. The other one is actually going to be for the perimeter of the box so that it can be nice and sturdy, and so that you can also use the lid. So let's get started on this tutorial. Don't forget, links are always going to be in the description bar of this video. This is already sold out in the US, but you can still grab it from the UK. Be sure to visit if you want to get your hands on it because it's selling out super fast. Enjoy the tutorial. To put this together, you're going to be cutting 8 pieces that look like this, and then of course you can cut the layers. You do have the decorative layer, or you can use just the solid. And with your paper creaser, you can shape these papers just by running it along the edge like that, and adhere your layer before you start your assembly. This is going to fit right snug in the middle here. And then you have your half moon tabs on the side that you want to fold away. Fold away this top portion, and there's also this little side portion here. And you can of course burnish that if you like. Once you have all of these pieces ready, just like this, then take one of the octagons that you can cut with the die set and start adhering these along the edge. So this is going to match right along the edge here. And you're going to repeat this all the way around. Once you have all 8 of your pieces adhered all the way around, you can cover this top portion with another octagon. You can now start adhering your little half moon tabs. And you want to make sure that you match the little corners here precisely so that you get a nice shape here and maintain the curve. So I like to adhere the last one first and then kind of work my way back, just holding on to those little tabs from the back. And then making sure that they adhere to the adjacent panel without overlapping. And then making sure that you don't leave too much room so that you don't get gaps in between. So with a little bit of patience, you should be able to adhere these nicely. And continue on the next one. I like to shape the paper as I'm holding it. Okay, so you're going to repeat this all the way around. I'm going to continue adhering these and I'll be right back. You should now have something that looks like this once you've adhered all of your panels. And now you're going to take this portion here, and you would have cut this out 8 times as well. And this is your surround piece. This is going to adhere to the inside border, and this is going to allow you to create the portion that will become a little box. So you're going to apply adhesive to this curved portion and then line it up with the edge right along here. And I should have mentioned that you do want to fold all of these in a valley fold and also burnish that fold before you adhere them to this edge. So go ahead and adhere all of the remaining pieces all the way around the inner perimeter of your little umbrella. Once you've adhered all of those inner portions, you may have noticed that there's a little triangular bit here. And what you're going to do is make sure that it is underneath the adjacent tab. Apply a little dab of adhesive there and then adhere that so that you get a nice little angle here. So just hold on to that while it's drying and then continue that along the entire edge. So only on that little triangular part. So if you see in there, just apply the adhesive and then hold this so that it's at a really nice angle, folding or following the embossed edge there. There should be a line that's embossed by the die. And that's what's going to help this little umbrella stay nice and sturdy. So just pull on the paper if you need to, just a tiny bit, so that you get your angles correct there. And then my suggestion, of course, is to hold on to it until it's completely dry so that it doesn't tear apart. So then, of course, you want to repeat that all the way around. Once you've adhered all of those little inner tabs, you should have a nice little edge on the inside of the umbrella there. And now you're going to create a little pole. So you'll be cutting out 4 pieces that look like this, and they have little tabs at one end. Then they do have some score lines, so it's up to you if you want to score these ahead of time or not. But the way that you're going to adhere them is that there's only one tab that has a notched edge, and they're quite thin. So what you're going to do is adhere these one to another along that little notched edge. You can overlap the second one. So you may want to place them on your table. It'll be much easier. And then burnish those together. And follow the next tab. Again, that's the one with a little notch at the bottom. Overlap this straight one. Right on top. Making sure that you're mindful of those score lines. Once you've adhered all of these together, now you can take your paper creaser and start creasing this if you didn't already burnish the folds, so that way you get a dome shape like this. Now I had already used my paper creaser to go ahead and burnish all of those folds, so it became a lot easier, I think, to go ahead and fold this. So now this is going to adhere, of course, by overlapping, but again, you want to overlap that straight edge piece on top of the one with the little notch to get a nice finish here. To hold this together, you may want to use a pencil. I think that'll make it a whole lot easier. This way you have a surface onto which you can press the paper and then hold on to it. And there is a layering piece, and this is very, very delicate, but you can go ahead and use it to decorate the sides of this and just apply it right in the center. Now that this is fully decorated and adhered, I'm going to set this aside for just 1 second, and for the piece that you're going to be adhering this onto, you're going to be using the large hexagon die and then the smallest one, or I'm sorry, octagon, but you're going to line it up so that the little die is centered on this piece of card, and then cut it out. And then this piece here with all of the little tabs is what you're going to insert into this aperture, and then use the little tabs to adhere it onto the octagon. I'm going to place adhesive on the edge of the octagon layer. I think it's going to be a little bit easier for me. And then I'm going to fold out all of those little tabs, and they should be already scored. So then hold it flat like so. Okay, so now you have something that looks like this. And once that's nicely adhered, you can turn it over and then just use the same large octagon die and cut out a solid piece. And this is what you're going to place on top. on this edge, you can also adhere 8 pieces that look like this. And what you'll do is that you're going to match the actual outer edge, but you're going to be adhering the portion that has this edge here, not the one with the little tab. So that's going to face the outside of this octagon. And you may have noticed that I also burnished the fold, so let me explain that. You're going to, of course, cut it out 8 times. You're going to fold it as a valley fold, and then the little tab you're going to fold as a mountain fold. So adhere these all the way around. Make sure the tab faces the inside every single time. So repeat that until you've adhered them all the way around. Once you've adhered all of these around that perimeter, then of course there are the little tabs that you want to adhere to the adjacent little pieces. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a tiny little drop of adhesive to all of them. And they do adhere to the back of the adjacent little tab. So what you want to make sure here is that you keep the angle correct, so that it creates what will fit inside of the other little portion. Okay, once those are all adhered, you should be able to fit this right inside, creating a little box. So just add gentle pressure to fit that inside. Okay, so that should fit nice and snug. You now have this portion here, and you'll have 2 separate dies, and then there is a decorative layer. The one that has this curved portion here, you can run with your paper creaser. Make sure you also fold along the score lines and then burnish those fold lines. They're all going to be mountain folds, including that tiny little tab here. And the same goes for these 2 fold lines here. Once you've gone ahead and folded those, fold away the 3 little tabs that you have here. These are going to shape to the handle portion here. So you can go ahead and do that first. Adhere those all the way around to hold it, and adhere the last little tab first, and then work my way back, making sure that these reach the edge. You can use your paper creaser if you like here. So apply a little bit of pressure there. Once you have this portion fully adhered along that little curve, and you have your second one decorated, take another one just like this and cut away that small little tab at the bottom. Okay, and you're going to fold it opposite of this one. So in this case, you're going to fold it just like so. And then you're going to do the same with the little tabs, where you're going to adhere them all the way around that edge. Make sure that you're following that curved line really nicely. And again, I like to adhere the last one first, just to make sure that I have this curved line really nice. And then I work my way back. Once that's fully dry, you're actually going to place this on top of this one, but you're also going to slide that top portion in here so that it fits nice and snug. Okay. So it's going to overlap. All right, so it's going to fit right in there. What I'm going to do is apply adhesive here. I'm going to feed this inside. Make sure it's nice and snug here. Now you have this tab from the innermost one. Pull this one away for a second and adhere that little side tab to the inside. And then you can overlap this large one to close this off here to hold that together. So it should now look like this. So this is the raw edge one, and then this is the decorated one. And of course now you're going to use this one to decorate this outer portion of that raw edge. And that little tab is going to adhere on the inside here. You can apply adhesive to the little tab first if you like. Also apply adhesive to that raw edge. Place this piece of the handle right on top. And now that little tab should feed right inside. I'm going to apply pressure there as well. I feel like mine was a little bit off, so I am going to cut just that tiny little edge there so that this will close off nicely. It's about not even a 1/16 of an inch worth of paper there. I think that's going to help. Okay, now that you have adhered this little handle portion, you've got both sides nicely decorated, you can now fit this right on top of your little handle portion. Of course, apply your adhesive so that you can adhere this little raw edge right inside. So I'm going to feed that right in here. And you can use another one of those little strips to adorn the little handle portion also. And now you can decorate this portion with all of the pretty flowers. Okay, so I finished decorating this darling little umbrella, and what I can point out to you is that, of course, when you're adding any type of decorations to a 3D paper project, one thing you want to be mindful of is that if it is a lid or anything that's interactive, that you not block the actual capacity for the box to open and that sort of thing. So you don't want to adhere anything to that inside perimeter outside of the one layer that you can cut using the dies included. However, that doesn't stop you from adding something to the edge. So as you can see here, I have used little pom-poms, and that's a little trim that I had in my stash. So I did adhere it to the inside edge, and that was not, it doesn't impede this from closing and opening. So that's super neat. Then of course, as you can see here, I did top most of the flowers off with different colored Nuvo drops. In fact, I think I topped, yep, every single one of them has a Nuvo drop, and so I purposely did use different colors. And there are glitter drops. Here's that adorable little glitter bow, and here you can see another one of those little flowers, and then the tag that says showering you with love. There's the little twine that I added with the little raindrops, and all I did was adhere them back to back. So I did use hot glue for that, and just a tiny little drop, no pun intended, on each one. Then, as you can see, the handle has now been completely covered in glitter. I just really like the effect of that. And then I did go ahead and take that out. And the reason this is covered in glitter is because of the photos that I took. On this side, I did add different drops as well. So I did cover this with different colors of drops. And let me focus this a little bit better. Hopefully you guys can see. Here we go. I think that's a better focus of this. So here you see see that I did add different colors of drops, and they're the dream drops, that's what I meant to say. I also added some of this crystal glaze along with some glitter on all of the pink hearts. So sometimes I do that, I just select one particular color to focus on. I did add the glitter all along the edges of the umbrella here, and then I added glitter drops around that bottom edge just to finish that off really cute. And this finishes my little umbrella project. I think it's so cute. That goes without saying, of course. I've had my eye on this for so long, and I'm so happy to have it in my hands. Let me know what you think. This is still available as of the time of this video in the Tonic UK site. It did sell out in the US. However, if you do reside in the United States or have a US address, you can still shop from the UK. So of course, if you have any questions regarding that, you can reach out to Tonic Studios. There is a help page. Just scroll all the way to the bottom of any Tonic Studios page and you'll be able to contact them directly. So I hope that you can be inspired and be blessed. Thanks so much for watching.